And now another function of the prepositional phrase is the direct object. You know what is a direct object, I hope. Well, just to remind you of it briefly, the direct object always follows an action verb. Direct object never follows a linking verb. That's number one. Number two, the action verb is called in grammar a transitive verb. What type of verb is it? A transitive verb is a verb that requires a direct object. Like when I say, for example, I eat an apple. I eat what? I eat an apple. So eat here is transitive verb. Students who don't know the type of verbs, you are really, required to study the type of verbs, because you cannot go on with the functions if you don't know transitive verbs, intransitive verbs, resultative verb, ditransitive, all of these types of the verb. It's impossible for you to follow functions without knowing these types. So a direct object is a function that a prepositional phrase can have after a transitive verb, after an action verb. In these examples, we must clean under the staircase. Well, it's a full sentence, as you notice, that starts with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. A full sentence means a sentence that has a subject and a verb. So we is the subject and the verb clean. And here this is a modal, must clean. All of this is my verb. Right, now I'm dealing now with direct object. It means I have to think about what type of verb is clean. Okay. While thinking about the type of verb, I move on with this phrase here, which starts with a preposition and noun phrase, the pre-modifier, and here the noun. So because it is an object of a preposition, it's a prepositional phrase. Right, so this is the type of this prepositional phrase. Now, what is its function? Imagine I tell you we must clean and I stop. All of you will ask me, what? What must we clean? Oh, I tell you, yeah, you are right. I forgot to tell you about that. We must clean under the staircase because it's so dirty and needs cleaning. Right? So under the staircase here, its function is the direct object of clean. How do you find it? Easily, you just ask what here. We must clean what? So this is the direct object of the verb here, must clean. In the second example, I will paint behind the house. Well, here again, I have an English sentence that starts with capital letter I. Anyway, I is always capitalized. It's always in caps. And then it ends with a full stop. A sentence must have a subject. Here it is, I. And here is my verb, will paint. I will paint what? I will paint behind the house. So behind the house is my prepositional phrase as type. What is its function? It functions here as direct object of the verb paint. Clean and paint are all transitive verbs. What is a transitive verb? A transitive verb is a verb that requires a direct object. She decorates on top of the roof. She is my subject, and this is my verb, and it's a full sentence. Yeah, it's a full sentence. It starts with capital letter, she, and a full stop here. It has got the subject, it has got the verb, and it has got this little bit here. What is it? It's a prepositional phrase, on top of the roof. And here we want to know what is its function in this sentence, in the whole sentence. We can simply ask, she decorates what? Or, to ask the question correctly, what does she decorate? That is the direct object. Here, a note that you must be aware of it. Sometimes you call the function of the function as direct object. We must clean under the staircase. We must clean what? Under the staircase. It's direct object. But we can also give it another function. Right? Here, when we want to ask about what, the answer is direct object. But if we want to give another type of question, where must we clean? The place. It means I am talking about clean in reference to place, in reference to location. So what is it, that function that is connected to the verb and it helps to speak about place, location, etc. Well, that's the adverb, or sometimes it's called adverbial. So if I ask the question, we must clean what? That is direct object. If we ask the question, we must clean where? Under the staircase is not direct object, but it is adverbial or adverb. In the case of I will paint behind the house, it's the same story. I will paint what? I will paint behind the house. So behind the house is direct object. But if I want to know where I will paint, it's not direct object, but it is adverbial or adverb. And here you may ask, how do I know what the teacher wants or the one who corrects my paper wants and requires? Well, simply you just give the answer that you like. If you give to the question here, we must clean under the staircase. If you are asked about the function of this and you say it's direct object, you have your full credit for the answer. You get your full mark. And if you say that it's adverb, it's correct. Both answers are correct. So don't worry about the correction of your tests, because here it depends on the analysis of the person, whether you regard it as direct object or adverb or adverbial. So that's it for now.